Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our first presenter, Joe Scarborough.
Thank you so much. You know, I was fortunate enough to see Mika actually introduce our friend Ann Finucane when she received the award in 2013, Ann. As you remember, Mika displayed, I thought, an admirable degree of humility. And she said she respected Ann so much that she was intimidated just to introduce her at the event. Such a great woman. When Ann got up and received her award, she told Mika, with that sweet Boston charm, that if she was so damn intimidated by the task, she should have just stayed at home. Thank you, Ann. Mwah. They are great friends. Well, listen. Considering that I'm introducing the woman that I hope will marry me one day, I do have reason to worry about my given task, and I hope I get it right. Mika has an extraordinary biography, and there's really no way that I can do her life story justice in such a short time, but here we go. Mika was a beat reporter in Hartford. She covered 9/11 at Ground Zero as the towers crashed down and stayed there for 2 weeks straight. She was CBS Evening News' weekend anchor, a 60 Minutes correspondent. She launched our show, Morning Mika. She raised two wonderful girls who are thriving at Johns Hopkins and Dartmouth. She's written 3 New York Times bestsellers. And as you heard, she started a women's empowerment movement at a time when Me Too was nothing more than what my kids said to me when they wanted more pizza. Things have changed. Thanks so much to some other people that are receiving awards today. But Mika's always championed women's empowerment in the workplace and in the home. And she's always known how to strike the perfect balance between the traditional and the transformative. And for so many other reasons that I don't have time to address, Mika is such a remarkable woman who deserves this award. And I'm a lucky man to be introducing the co-host of Morning Mika and my soulmate for life, Mika Brzezinski.
Is there another ring in here? Maybe you should get on one knee. You can hand it to me. There we go. That's much better. All right. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe, so much. That was lovely. Beautiful. And thank you to New York Women in Communications for this honor. As Joe mentioned, it was 5 years ago that I nervously introduced Ann Finucane, my friend, who is an amazing woman, which makes today even more significant to me personally. And to be among this distinguished group of remarkable women is just the most incredible honor. Jackie Kelly, you will not be deterred. I like that about you. Thank you. And obviously, we're living in very strange times, politically tumultuous, socially significant, and constantly turbulent. So what we do every morning on Morning Joe feels even more in the moment, even more intense, if that's possible. So I share this with the women and men who work around the clock alongside Joe, Willie, Alex, and me to make Morning Joe a source of truth and a place for a productive discourse every day. I'd also like to thank Andy Lack, Bill Griffin, Steve Burke, Brian Roberts, David Cohen, and everyone in my Comcast, NBC Universal family for supporting Morning Joe, and also providing a vibrant, robust platform for Know Your Value. Know Your Value started with my story, which I soon realized was universal. It is my passion to teach all women to know their value and to communicate it effectively and not to make the many mistakes that I made. But since I was sharing my experience at work, I thought, my gosh, this is a little awkward. How are my bosses going to be with this? No problem. Phil Griffin, you stepped up and took yet another chance on us. And Comcast was right there to back you up. Thank you, Sean Levitt and Vicki Neidig, for helping me realize this vision and being as obsessed with it as I am. Totally obsessed. Thank you to Jared DePalma for doing and redoing the math a few times. And thank you to my colleagues here today, Andrea Mitchell, Savannah Guthrie, Hoda Kotb, Linda Yaccarino, and Bonnie Hammer. These are leaders who see the value in giving women their voices and showing them how to own it and win. Doobie McDowell, Robin Gengris, Jane Kopp, I share this with you. And two fine women who are not here today, my girls, Amelia and Carly, who are in college right now, and they are so sick of me. If they only knew how they guided me every step of the way. When I was fired from CBS, it was very sudden, and I went home kind of traumatized, and I was like, I gotta spin this for my girls. They were 8 and 10. And I said, girls, I have great news. Mommy is going to be spending a lot more time with you. And they were like, huh? And they kind of froze, and then Amelia immediately said, you can't leave CBS. That is the only reason the lady at the library likes me. You can't leave CBS. And Carly was really quiet. And then the next day, the teacher called. And she's like, can you come in? And I'm like, sure, I got a lot of time. I will be right there. I am Supermom now. And I came racing down the hall of the Bronxville school, and there was Carly, little Carly, like by the lockers, sitting on the floor, and the teacher. And the teacher goes, she told me that you're leaving CBS. And I looked at her, I'm like, she's judging me again. I can tell. You know that feeling? And then I looked at Carly, and I said, Carly, it's good news. We're going to spend more time with Mommy. This is good, right? And she looked up at me with two big blue eyes with tears in them, and she said, no, Mommy, you can't leave CBS. You love it so much. Both my girls knew I was bluffing, and I want to thank my girls. Maybe they'll see this online, because I know it hasn't been easy, but this is for you. Thank you very much.